good morning, good evening, good afternoon, world, and welcome to episode 63 of Ball Don't Lie. I'm your host, Jared, as always, with my lovely host, Starkey. Starkey, what's up?
Not much, my man. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, it's nice to, I guess, kind of have a night where I don't have to, stay up late watching basketball, even though I probably will.
Yeah.
But now I can finally catch up on my shows, and the reason why, folks, for those who don't know, the Grizzlies got destroyed.
Yeah.
40-point loss.
Yep. This is going to be our morning episode. Just
I don't know if it's a morning episode. It's one of those episodes I think you're kind of like, thank God the season's over.
yeah, that's also true.
It's not been a good season for us. We'll get into that at the end. We have a pretty good episode tonight, buddy. We got NFL draft happen. We got winners, losers from that. Maybe some college football news we'll talk about here in a second. And then we got NBA news. Semifinals are going on right now. The Suns going all in for KD's kind of backfiring. We'll get into that in a second. Grizzly season recap, highs, lows, player exit. We'll give you the player exit interviews and kind of what our expectations are for some of the players going into this offseason and what we need them to do to get better. And then we have a Mount Rushmore back this week. Most hated Grizzlies.
Let's do it.
I think it'll be a good show. We'll see. But, folks, we have an ad read first. Golf season is upon us, and summer season's upon us. I don't like wearing cotton shirts out in the summer. Do you, Starkey? Little dry fit polyester feels a little good.
Yeah, definitely more dry fit.
Feels good on the body. It does feel
it
good on the body, folks. The hat, I know I need a haircut here soon. It's hat season for a lot of people. Let me tell you what, folks. Go to Shank It Golf. Use our unique URL code we will post in the Facebook post and the YouTube link. Go there. Use BDL podcast for 15% off all your first purchases. They've just restocked some of their clothes. They got a nice donut polo that I've been eyeing that I may use our ambassador sponsor link to get. I may, probably not, but I hope they're not listening to that. But you never know, may get it. They got tons of cool apparel, even if you're not into golf, like Starkey's not a golfer, but they got stuff I think he's been eyeing.
Very well could be.
You like bananas, don't you?
Yeah, they're okay.
You know what? They got a nice banana shirt with your name on it. If not, Starkey, they got a nice leopard print polo. Imagine wearing that in the pulpit on Sundays. People be paying attention. I promise you there.
First time for everything.
Hey, let's do it. So before we get into it real fast, did you see all the stuff that's been going on at Colorado?
Yeah.
19 players after the spring game entered the transfer portal. 19.
That's wild.
That is unheard of, Starkey.
Especially with one of their leading receivers. He had 3 catches in the spring game. 3 catches, 154 yards. Absolute breakout of a spring game. Had everybody talking. 12 hours later, he said, I'm gone. I'll see y'all later.
So, from what I'm reading is, apparently, if you're not buying into the Deion culture, you're gone automatically.
Yeah.
Or if he doesn't see you as a fit.
Yeah.
So, Paul McCartney was the coach in the 1990s. I believe it's his grandson is playing for the team right now. Or it's his son, one or the other. Pulling it up right now if my computer will load. He's 6'8", 320 pounds. Deion said, hey, man, you got a lot of size, a lot of heart, and I appreciate what you've done if you and your family have done the program, and I wish you nothing but the best. Hey, you got tons of potential. You just won't be able to show it here going forward.
Oof.
So explain to me how a guy that has not coached major college football can literally go in there and tell players, hey, it's time for you to go.
Because of who he is.
And I get that. My thing is you have no experience.
I think his name won and his experience at the next level I think, and obviously just his reputation off the field, I think all of those three things play a factor into that.
I mean, don't get me wrong, he's brought in some good talent because of his name, but at the same time, you've lost a crap ton of people.
Yeah, you
And
have.
as what we've proven with the Grizzlies this year, you need, in the NBA playoffs, you need depth as much as possible, and you're getting rid
Yeah.
of all your depth. Hey, but to each their own. I just think it's funny that this guy literally. I mean, granted, they sold out their spring game. It was snowing during it. Shout out to the fans doing that, and shout out for it's still snowing in freaking April and May.
Yeah.
Uh, but I think it's funny that this guy is literally controlling the destiny of
Hmm.
college football. Like he's the LeBron of college football, honestly now. Um, and he's controlling. He has no experience, nothing, and now he's literally telling players who were four stars who highly recruited 1 to 2 years ago, played in a crap system the past 2 years, said, "Hey, y'all gone." I'm like, what? This guy was literally had offers all across the country.
Yeah.
A guy like here's a prime example. Ty Jordan was a 4-star wide receiver coming out of high school. Class of 2021. Guess what? Jordan Tyson. Dion told him to kick rocks.
Yeah.
4-star wide receiver. Makes sense if you think about it. But hey, that's why I don't get paid the big bucks like them. Um, so
So I mean, there's no telling. I
I think
mean,
it's funny he's doing all this just to go 5-7.
yeah.
If that. If they make a bowl game, I'll be shocked. Then again, it's the Pac-12, so who freaking knows what's going to happen?
There's no telling.
The Pac-12 after dark is the best. Let's jump into the next thing. We had the draft. I think we may have talked. I'm still the one person. I miss it being Saturday and Sunday. I hate the Thursday, Friday, Saturday stuff.
See, I disagree. I love because we've talked about it before. The NFL draft, event wise, is probably my favorite event of the year because when it happens, that 3 days, it's an event at my house.
No, I'm
Like
not
the
wrong.
pageantry of it, all the picks, like the time
I
in
love
between,
watching it
the
too.
interviews, everything like that. I like, especially the first round. Now,
But
granted,
it doesn't end until 11:30 on a
that's
Thursday.
very true. And
It
granted,
starts. The first pick wasn't until 7:30.
yeah, that's very true. And granted, the my
But
team
we all
has
knew
another
who they
first
were
round draft
taking.
pick. Yeah, we haven't
We
had a
all knew
first round
who.
draft pick since I was in the fourth grade, but it's still I don't know. I loved it. Although I will
But
say this, the draft definitely started at 2 at the
I
second
mean,
pick.
it just pisses me off. Like you knew who they were taking, and my wife kept asking me why. If they know who they're taking, why are they wait? I was like, they won't let the kid have their moment. She goes, "This is stupid."
Mhm.
I said, "Exactly." So yeah, the draft started at 1. We all knew Bryce Young was going 1. 2, the Texans talk about a major smokescreen.
Yes.
I don't think anybody thought they were. I literally gave up hope. You saw me last week on the podcast. I took a defensive end, Will Anderson, and they ended up taking Will Anderson at 3. But we're gonna. They've been saying we're not taking a quarterback. We're not talk about a freaking smokescreen. Everyone believed them.
Yeah.
They took Stroud, and then they came back and talk about this. Traded back to 3. They traded the 12th pick overall, the 33rd overall pick, a 2024 first rounder, and a 2024 third rounder.
Which is insane because I've already started looking at way too early 2024 mock drafts. Every one I've seen has Arizona picking 1 and 2 because of the Houston trade and their own pick.
Oh, so the Texans ended up trading their own first rounder, which is stupid.
Yes.
They had Cleveland's first rounder, but apparently they didn't want Cleveland's first rounder.
Yeah.
Which I can't say I blame them, but if I'm Texans, I'm trying to do everything in my power to freaking keep my first. I would have traded my third next year versus trading my first overall pick that you're a top 5 pick. But
Right.
yeah. Who are some of your? And then let's face it, we suck. Our draft was way off.
Yeah, it was. It was really, really off. I'm not gonna say it was bad because it was fun, but it was definitely off.
Let's face it, this is why we don't get paid big bucks. I think we
Yeah.
got a couple picks right, but other than that, we did not do good. You had we were wrong. Even on our parlays, we were wrong. We took, like, for example, quarterbacks. We hit that. We missed on running backs.
Yeah.
We missed on tight ends. So who are some of your? Let's do some losers of the draft.
Okay.
Who are some of your losers and why, real fast?
I definitely think in the first round, especially I'm gonna go the Packers.
Yeah, another year Packers not taking the skilled player.
Because I don't know what their deal is, but at least now we know that it wasn't personal to Aaron Rodgers.
And
Apparently,
here's
they
the
don't
thing.
love Jordan Love either.
Why that you say that, and they just signed him today to a massive contract,
Which,
or
again, if you think about this,
not a massive one, but a $22 million contract. 13 million is guaranteed for a guy that's never taken a career start or like a true one when he's the guy. So that's a good one. Who are your overall losers of the draft?
so I think overall, I don't really know. I focus more on the winners, if I'm being honest, than the losers. I definitely know there are some that were just like, kind of, what are you doing here?
Well, so I'm going kind of against the grain here. I thought Baltimore had a bad draft.
Okay.
Just because, okay, you just paid Lamar
Mm-hmm.
and you just signed Odell. Okay, cool. You signed Odell. That's great. He's a 30-plus-year-old wide receiver coming off another ACL injury. Okay. You drafted Zay Flowers, a good pick.
Mm-hmm.
5'9", but what did you not do after that?
Anything
You
else?
didn't get him any more weapons. He has zero besides Zay Flowers, he's literally their only weapon they have. He has. And to me, that is the dumbest thing you can do. He has no offensive weapons. None.
Yeah.
Well, Antonio Brown now, but I'll believe it when I actually see it.
Yeah, I don't see that lasting very long.
So they got Nelson Aguilar, Rashad Bateman, Odell, and Zay Flowers. Those are your guys, and you mean to tell me like Lamar's going to take it? Lamar, come on, set the man up for success. Gosh dang it!
Yeah.
I thought that was just a bad draft to me. Like you literally gave him the most annual money per day,
Mm-hmm.
per pick last year. You didn't
Yeah.
set him up for success last week. Sorry. Pay him, like not pay him, but build with him. He has no weapons still. Rashad Bateman's unproven, injury riddled season. You still could have got a lot of wide receivers in the second round. Guess what? If you had gone back receivers, guess what? We would have had a way better selection here. There were still plenty of good receivers left in the third round, but they didn't do that. Call me crazy. I did not like the Falcons.
Okay.
And I
Because
get Bijan.
they need as much help as they can possibly get.
Yeah, and like, hear me out. Bijan is what people are saying is a generational running back. And I get that. And I know that. But when you have so many other glaring needs,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like, do you move away from that? Because you have Tyler Aguilar, or what's his name? Algier? What is it?
Um,
You're in charge of name,
all
Starkey.
hang on.
Algier.
It's like Tyler Algier or Tyler.
So he's coming off a 1,000-yard season as a rookie with a crap offensive line.
Yeah.
Just saying, that kind of says we may have a hidden gem here. And I get Bijan, but you still, what do you not have though? Name me a Falcons wide receiver. You can't. There's not any. Besides, okay, they got Drake London. That's it.
Let's see. I'm looking up their depth chart right now.
They don't have one. They don't. I mean, granted, their defense was historically terrible. They had one of the worst defenses this year. You didn't address the pass rush. You had Jalen Carter on the table. And I get character issues.
The wide receiver 2 is Mac Hollins. And I don't even know who that is.
Oh, yeah, you do. He played in North Carolina. He played for the Raiders last year. He's pretty good. He's decent. He's not like he's a wide receiver 3 or 4, put it that way.
Yeah.
But literally, this is a deep wide receiver draft. This is a good defensive D-line draft. Draft heavy in the first round. Trade back. Get more picks to draft a top wide receiver. Njigba. I just butchered. What is it? Eric told us. Njigba. I butchered again. I don't care. Addison. Quentin Johnson. Zay Flowers. You had all those guys there. Trade back. Build. Get more assets. You have no team. Your team is garbage. So I think they lost the draft. They sucked. I get it. Bijan is great, but okay. Taylor Heineke still has really no weapons. Kyle Pitts is not going to catch any touchdowns. Drake London shows promise, but he's going to be facing double teams because you have nobody else to help him.
Yeah.
And I would have been fine. I would have given them a passing grade if they would have got Jalen Carter at 8. So those are my losers. Who are your winners?
Actually, I do have a loser.
Oh, we got a loser. Let's go. Is it the Cowboys?
It's really just for one pick in general, if I'm being honest.
Who you got?
Give me the 49ers.
Okay.
For taking a kicker in the 4th round.
Whoa. 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 Starkey, you're going to piss off a sponsor.
Okay.
Starkey, we can't lose our sponsors. First off, he's going to text me this when he hears this. Kickers are people too.
Oh, absolutely, they're people too. I'm all for the special teams room. Don't get me wrong.
How dare you piss
I'm
off?
Sure. And I'm sure. Was it Jake Moody?
It was Jake. Listen, Mitchell, our sponsor, diehard Michigan fan. Former kicker. You're pissing him off. He's going to text me. He's going to pull a sponsorship from us now.
Don't get me wrong. Jake Moody absolutely should have been.
It was a great pick, Mitch.
He should have absolutely been the number 1 kicker taken. Okay? Because he balled out last year. Absolutely best kicker in the draft. But it's where he was taken that I have an issue with.
He's got a leg.
Oh, he does have a leg. But I'm of the mind you do not take a kicker before at least the absolute highest 5th round.
So that leads me into the Jahmyr Gibbs. Granted, everyone questioned the Lions. Hear me out, though. If you love a guy, you take him. Like the Grizzlies and David Roddy. We could have got Roddy in the 2nd round.
Yeah.
But granted, we got a 1st rounder for Roddy. So you take a guy, you love him. Moody's going to be kicking bombs in San Fran.
Oh, absolutely, he will. I wish the man well, except twice a year. But I
Don't
don't
you?
love taking a kicker that high.
Technically this year you should wish him well all the games.
That's very true because
Don't you want to suck?
yeah, we want to be trash for Caleb for sure.
I was about to say. Uh so what teams do you like?
Okay, so my winners, I think it's gonna be a cop out because this is everyone's top winner number one.
The
You have to
Philadelphia
look at
Bulldogs.
Philadelphia. Yeah, the Philadelphia Bulldogs. You have to look at them.
What they've drafted. Here's the thing. I guarantee you, if they could have drafted Vincent Bennett, they would have. First drafting
Oh,
Caleb Toon. No, and they got
it
Tanner
was
McGee. Sorry, Tanner McGee.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
if
was it was a pick or
by the
two
way,
before the Rams drafted Stetson.
why in
That
God's name did y'all take him in the 4th round?
apparently I read later. Snead loved him. I don't know. We could have taken him a whole round later at least.
No, because the
But I
Eagles
think,
probably would have taken him because he's from Georgia.
yeah, that's very
And here's
true.
the thing.
But
Guess what? They also didn't draft a player. We had our only player trade, and it was DeAndre Swift getting traded from the Lions to the Eagles for literally nothing. A 4th
yeah,
rounder next year and a 7th rounder this year.
yeah.
That's all you get. But hey, I see why they moved on from him. Health. He can't stay healthy.
No, he can't.
And he has a fumbling issue. That's the reason why I see moving on. But I do like that they got steals. Jalen Carter fell to them at 9. Who in God's name would have thought Jalen Carter goes to 9?
No, I don't think anybody would have.
Nolan Smith. That was a steal. I love them getting Sidney Brown. Under some little smaller safety than what most people are used to. But
Mhm.
that guy, he is a great safety. I think he'll be a stud. I do have a winner. It's not a
Okay.
team. It's a player.
Okay.
It's actually for the culture.
Okay.
Do you know who it is before we get into this?
I'm gonna say I don't know.
You don't know Mr. Riley Moss.
Okay.
Drafted in the 3rd round, 20th overall to the Denver Broncos. Do you know why, Starkey?
Why is that?
When was the last white cornerback in the NFL? Or listen, I will Venmo you $100 if you can tell me who it was, or even give me the year. I'll take the year. Year and the team.
Okay. The last white corner.
The last white cornerback. It's not a safety. Has to be
Yeah.
a cornerback.
Yeah. Okay. Oh.
Haha, I know this one. I've done this for a hot minute. You won't get it. Ooh, you take a guess?
I got nothing.
Mr. Jason Sehorn.
Oh yeah.
You want to take a guess at the year?
87.
It was actually this millennium.
04.
Close, actually. 2002.
Okay.
He played. He's a 6'2", 213 cornerback. He was a little do-it-all guy. He had 458 tackles, 19 interceptions, had a long 8-year career with the New York Giants.
All right. Well, good for him.
He was the last white cornerback to play down in the football. He actually played for y'all for a minute, but didn't make it past training camp.
Oh well.
Y'all waved him. Y'all moved him to safety. But yeah, last white cornerback. Let me tell you what, Riley Moss, I think this guy's a stud. 2-time All-American. Guy is he literally begs you to throw the ball at him. And guess what? He backs it up. I think him going to the third round is a steal, and he will have a very good long career for the Denver Broncos.
All right.
It's a little off the thing for you. Sorry. His college stats, he played 1, 2, 3, 4. He played 5 years. He ended his college career with 11 interceptions
Okay.
and 3 touchdowns. He's a great tackler, Mr. Do It All. I like it. Solid pick, third round, and it's a win because it's for the culture. Next team, I like the Titans.
They had this storyline, probably overall the storyline of the draft, I would say.
So
I'm sorry, they ended the storyline of the draft.
I love the Peter Skoronski pick. I love that.
Yes.
He's definitely gonna fill a void for Taylor Lewan. Them getting Will Levis in the second round, massive steal. I still don't know how he fell. I kind of feel bad for him.
Yeah.
But hey, the fact he fell, I love it. They got him for super cheap.
Mm-hmm. They don't have to worry about a fifth-year option.
And here's something too. Tajee Spears in the third round, Tulane running back, the guy that literally took them to a Cotton Bowl win.
Yep.
Great Derrick Henry replacement. He won't put up the stats he did off the bat, but let me tell you what, I like it. I think he'll have a great NFL career. I do wish one thing they did different, though. They did kind of build up that offensive line a little. They got Josh Wiley. I think he'll be a decent tight end for him. But they did add some depth. They got Jalen Duncan, who's an underrated offensive tackle. I think they'll move him to probably right guard. But they didn't really get any more weapons.
Yeah.
They're not my winner. I have them in an A- category. If they would have got a wide receiver in the third or fourth, probably in the fourth round, I would have given them an A+.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't. Another winner for me is, who was it? Go ahead, do yours. I'm sorry. Let's hear a winner from you.
So I'm going to go a little bit of a homer, okay? But I really do think the Rams had a pretty good draft.
Jesus Christ.
Now, granted, we just need warm bodies in LA because we have like 20 people on the roster at the moment. But every pick we made, you could see the fit or the potential. Maybe not necessarily where they were taken, because there was a reach with, I believe, Kobe Turner in the third round.
Are you gonna buy?
Don't know why he was taking him as he was. And what?
Are you gonna buy a Zach Evans jersey?
I've definitely considered it. I'm truly considering it. He definitely jumped up to like top 3 favorite Rams for sure. A lot of people were saying Zach could be starting by midseason.
I feel like y'all reach with the old mailman a little.
Yeah, I was confused by the Stetson pick in the fourth, just because I thought he could have been taken later, like you said, if Philadelphia didn't take him. But
I'm sorry, I hate, just because I watch his YouTube videos, I hated y'all's punter pick. Y'all should have drafted Hang Time, Michael Turk from Oklahoma.
Yeah, okay, see, the punter we drafted, I didn't even know that dude existed. Just because nobody watches Wingate football.
Oh, I have a loser I forgot to say. The Patriots.
Okay.
I feel like you agree with me too, but I do like the Rams. I think they had here's the thing, the Rams, before we get into the Patriots, they had no picks in the first 2 days. They had all their picks day 3. You were 4th and 5th round galore. And 6th round. So yeah, y'all were just twiddling your thumbs day 1 and 2. Day 3, y'all were actually putting in work.
Yeah, we had 3 picks in day 2. We had a second and 2/3, so that's it.
And then you had 3 5s, 3 6, and 3 7s.
Yep, including Mr.
And,
Irrelevant.
uh, so getting the Patriots real fast. I meant to Adam, dude. Okay, I get it. This is kind of a do or die year for Mac Jones if he's going to be your guy. Who the
Mhm.
crap is he going to throw the ball to again?
Nobody.
So they got Kayshon Boutte at the end, but Devontae Parker really didn't show out. You signed
Mhm.
Juju this offseason, but like it's a deep wide receiver draft. Bill Belichick can make you, Starkey, an all-pro defensive player.
Yeah.
He can't make all-pro wide receivers anymore. He needs to get weapons. And the
Yeah.
first round they took, granted, I get it. Christian Gonzalez fell to them. He was supposed to go top 15. He was supposed to go top 10. Most people.
Mhm.
The fact he fell to 17, yeah, you got to take him then. But it's a fact they didn't take a skilled player until the 6th round.
Yeah. At that point, you're just setting your quarterback up to fail.
Exactly. I thought the Raiders had a good draft, and this shocks me.
Okay.
You got Tyree Wilson fell to 7. I didn't think he was going to fall. I thought he was not going to make it past 6. You got him, and here's the thing: they're literally saying, "Okay, hey, we got to play Patty Mahomes 2 times a year, play Justin Herbert 2 times a year, and play Russell Wilson 2 times a year. Let's get some pass rushers."
Mhm.
And I love that. And then Michael Mayer, the tight end one of the tight. Most people had tight end one.
Yeah.
You in the 2nd round, you didn't have to trade up to go get him.
Yep.
Let's go. I thought they got a good trade or a good deal in Trey Tucker, underrated short wide receiver, but very good. He can play. He's a good slot wide receiver. I think they hit the first day, and then after that, they kind of fell apart day 3. But the first 2 days, they had really good drafts. Anybody else you
Yeah.
got?
No, I think that's really my big winners.
Who do you think the biggest bust will be?
Ooh.
Me? It is not to piss any of the Colts fans off. Anthony Richardson.
AR. Yeah. I was kind of thinking him just because they were talking about it today on the radio. You have to
He won't.
think. The
Go ahead.
man has only started 13 career games. And he completed 53% of the passes in those 13 games. Yes, he may have the highest upside, highest ceiling of anyone in the draft. But the man needs reps. And I'm not sure that he's going to get them.
And here's the thing: with Will Levis going to the 2nd round, you can't really classify him as a bust.
No.
So I think
No, you
Richardson
can't.
is my bust. Anybody a sleeper you have?
I
I have 2.
don't know about a sleeper, but I do have one more reach though.
Go ahead. Who you got?
Will McDonald to the Jets. Incredible pick. But
I see.
I don't think he should have been taken where he was.
So answer me this: do you have Jamar Gibbs? Do you have that as a massive reach?
Oh, absolutely, yes. But I was trying to go for someone we hadn't already talked about.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the Will McDonald. You literally, I mean, granted, how they did it, all the offensive line guys you wanted were gone.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Granted, you could have gone wide receiver there, get Rodgers, who you just got more weapons, but instead you go the defensive route. And I see that just because you're thinking, okay, we need to figure out how much Rodgers can make anybody good.
Yeah.
I guess they're thinking we need to figure out how can we get more pressure on Mahomes, Josh Allen, Burrow, Tua come playoff time.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing I think why they didn't. Um,
And you
I
have
think
to
I
think
didn't with a
too.
massive reach though. He had
Yeah.
one good year. He's an older guy.
You also have Josh Allen you play twice a year. You need to get some pressure on.
I think that's why they did it. 100% why they did it. Massive reach though, super massive. He had one good year.
Yeah.
Um, who do you have as a sleeper?
So I'd have one player that's by far my favorite pick in the entire draft, but it's super homery, so I'm not going to say him.
Who is it?
Um, Give me Zach Evans. People are calling him the steal of the draft.
That is true. I didn't. I know. I was trying to pick him up in one league, but he ended up going faster than I. He went earlier than I thought he was going to go.
I loved that pick. I really did. I love Cam Akers, but he can't stay healthy. And when he will get hurt eventually, because it's going to happen, I think Zach's an incredible guy to step in. So,
One guy who I like Payne Durham going to going. I was kind of hoping Dallas wouldn't draft a tight end that early. Once I saw Mayer, I was like, okay, well maybe we'll go wide receiver early. But then we went Schumacher. I don't know if I like him yet. I still haven't decided.
he's super raw.
He's got tons of he's got upside, but I was like, okay, I'd rather have Darnell Washington, or if not him, just let's draft wide receiver, build up more.
Mhm.
But no, we went him. I think Payne Durham going to Tampa Bay, late draft, fifth rounder. I think it was fifth. I think it was a sixth rounder.
Mhm.
He's got 21 total touchdowns. His last 2 years in college, he's got 1,000 yards receiving, tons of
Yeah.
targets, averages a first down a catch, 14 total touchdowns. And Baker Mayfield's the guy. If he's the guy right now, Baker loves tight ends.
Yeah.
So
There's
that's a
one more
guy I've
guy that
been
we talked
watching.
about off the air.
Yeah, Andre Carter,
Mr. Andre Carter.
6'7", 265. Uh, had a really amazing year last year, 14 and a half sacks. This year, super downfall. This is a guy midway point of the year. People were still saying he's a day 2 draft pick.
Mhm.
It's just that he was a 1-year wonder guy and he fell straight off.
Yeah. Didn't even get drafted.
Ended up signing a contract with the Vikings. He'll make the team more than likely, I think. If not, he'll be practice squad to develop him. He has tons of potential.
Yeah, he does.
I think he'll be something. Wait and see. Um, I think the Vikings had an amazing. I know you said this. I think the Vikings had a great class of undrafted free agents.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't have the list in front of me right now, but I think they had a really good one. Off the top of my head, I can't remember a lot of people. I know they had some good ones though.
I can pull it up real quick.
Before we get into our next segment, I did this earlier. We missed an ad read. If he still will be with us, folks, Mitchell James of Porch to Patio Home Inspecting. Use him for
Sorry,
all your
Mitch.
home. Yeah, you better apologize. One love. You folks, whether you're getting ready to buy or sell your home, or especially first time buyers, use Mitchell James. Use code BDL15 for 15% off your first home inspection using him. Folks, we love him. He's great. I hung out with him all Saturday. He's a guy you want to use to inspect your house. He's an amazing axe thrower. Let me tell you what, he's an amazing home inspector too.
There we go.
Use them. We love them. We've been saying it now for 60 plus episodes on the show. Use them, folks. Find them on Facebook at Porch to Patio Home Inspecting. Who's there? Do you have their thing pulled up yet?
Yeah, so Minnesota signed 15, I believe.
No, it don't matter on the
Yeah,
number.
15 undrafted free agents.
Any big names?
We got Andre Carter, and then Jack Podlesny, the kicker from Georgia. And then we have a guy that is sure to make Oklahoma City Thunder fans really mad. Cornerback Jalen Williams from Indiana. So those are really the three big ones. But I think those guys will end up headlining that class for sure.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Are you ready to jump into the basketball? I know you've been prolonging it.
Yeah, but before we do that, just because we might need this by the time we get done talking about the NBA. Jared, have you ever heard the phrase, it's okay not to be okay?
I've heard it's okay to cry.
It definitely is okay to cry.
I've heard it's
And
also big girls don't cry, but they really do.
if you've ever heard that phrase, we want you guys to know that it's absolutely true. Sometimes we just can't help it. We're people. It's okay for us not to be okay sometimes. And if that is you, if that describes you at all, we want to help. We have partnered with BetterHelp to ensure that our listeners get the absolute best mental health therapy available. BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy service, and it's 100% online. With BetterHelp, you can tap into a network of over 25,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. To get started, you just need to answer a few questions about your needs and your preferences. That way, BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist for you. They will personalize your therapist based on the needs that you have. Then you can talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable, whether that be video chat, call, text, whatever. They will be there to help you. And you can even message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions whenever it's convenient for you. If your therapist isn't the right fit, if you feel uncomfortable in any sort of way, you can change therapists with a push of a button. It really is that simple. With BetterHelp, you get the same professionalism and quality that you would expect from in-office therapy with a therapist who is custom picked just for you. Get 10% off your first month using our code BetterHelp, our unique URL. That's betterhelp.com/ball-don't-lie. That's better, HELP.com/ball-don't-lie, all lowercase, no apostrophe, for 10% off your first month of therapy sessions. And a big thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode, all of our episodes, and our YouTube videos. So again, use that hyperlink, that URL, especially if you're a Grizzlies fan, because right now most of us probably need these services.
Or an Ole Miss baseball fan or Mississippi State baseball fan.
Or an Ole Miss or Mississippi State baseball fan.
Well, before we get into the Grizzlies, let's talk about that. Right now, the Knicks shocked the world and they won. Did not see that coming.
Wow.
They beat the Cavs. Cavs went all in this offseason. They looked like they could be a team that could make some noise. Didn't make it out of the first round. Dude, how stupid do the Mavericks look for letting Jalen Brunson go?
Oh, they look ridiculously dumb.
And here's the thing. He wanted to stay there. They just didn't want to pay him.
Yeah. But at the same time, anytime Mark Cuban looks dumb, I'm here for it. I don't know what it is about Mark Cuban. I just do not like the guy.
I like him. So wait. So you hate him on Shark Tank?
He's my least favorite shark.
He's my favorite shark.
I do not know what it is about Mark Cuban. I just don't like the guy.
I don't know why you don't like the guy. I thought he was phenomenal.
I don't either. If I'm being honest, I don't have a reason.
So we thought Jalen Brunson was having a career year last year. This year, 24 points a game, shooting 41% from 3, 82% from the free throw line, and averaging 6 assists a game. Oh, and he's shooting 5 threes a game. In the playoffs so far, in 6 games, he's averaging 24 points a game, shooting. His three is down because he's shooting 7, but he's shooting 44% from the field, and he's getting to the free throw line. So he's making Mark look like an idiot. Oh, and Kyrie's gone. No way Kyrie comes back there. No freaking way
Absolutely
Kyrie.
not. But the thing is,
Go ahead.
guess where he's also not going?
LA.
He's not going to LA either.
They'd be stupid to LA would be stupid to sign him, because to sign him, all that depth in the shooting you added, like Ryu, Vanderbilt, all them, you'd have to get rid of to
They're
afford
gone.
Kyrie. I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be a good pick, but you're losing all your depth. And this will lead to my next thing. What happens when people try to build super teams like this and you can't afford all your players?
They pay for it later.
So, for example, the Suns went all in for KD.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Paul last night leaves the game, groin issues.
Yep.
Before we started the show, 10 minutes before it, it just got tweeted out that Chris Paul is expected to miss the next 3 to 5 games. I'm sorry, games 3 through 5. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So the next, yeah.
Granted, you got 2 at home, but still, best case scenario, you're down 3-2 without Chris Paul.
Yeah.
And the way Jamal Murray's playing is playing like bubble Jamal Murray before the ACL. Watch out.
Yeah.
I think it goes to game 5. I'm going Nuggets 4-1.
Okay, that's fair.
Are you worried about the Celtics losing game 1 with that to a Joel Embiid-less 76ers team, or?
Not particularly.
I mean, James Harden, we finally got the old James Harden, just a baller. Taking charge. He looked like his old self. Like this James Harden nowadays, he's a point guard now.
Yeah.
He looked like his old Houston Rockets self. You can't guard me. I'm gonna pull up from 3 and make it every single time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then who are you cheering for? And I was really hoping like the Beam would continue on.
I was too.
I think everybody was.
They broke my heart.
Future's bright there though. Who are you taking in that series? I mean, I already freaking know who you're taking.
I'm
a LeBron lover.
People think I'm crazy. Give me the Lakers in 6.
Stop it.
And here's why. Okay.
LeBron lover.
I am a big LeBron guy. Mm-mm. I am, as my wife is sitting here shaking her head. But
disagree.
As much as I love LeBron, my hatred for the Warriors is almost greater than my love of LeBron. And that's saying something. So I've been a LeBron guy since he came out of high school.
Don't you want Lester to get a ring? Lester was one of your favorite Tigers.
He was, absolutely. And he'll get one.
Of all time.
Of all time. And he'll get one. I promise you.
No, he won't. Let's face it. Nobody's getting past the Nuggets.
That's very true. But dude, I'm so sick of that core 3, that aging core 3 that they've got.
Well, I mean, this is their last run, honestly. So I think they won't make another run after this. We have their draft pick next year, don't we?
Yeah, I think so.
No, it's 25.
No, it's next year.
Oh, it is? Oh. No, we have 2 first. Oh, yeah. We're just draft nobodies. Before we get into the Grizzlies, can we say one thing real fast? I love playoff Jimmy Butler. I know we say, like, playoff Tom Brady's the best thing ever. But can we speak on Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy?
Yeah.
Playoff Jimmy,
I
without
know.
two of his top guards, pulled off an upset on the Bucks. Playoff Jimmy is playing like his normal self. Oh, remember Duncan Robinson? How we were crapping on that man earlier?
Mm-hmm.
He's now killing it again. He's playing like the bubble himself.
Yeah.
I mean, he still can't play defense or create a shot for himself, but holy cow.
He's back.
I'm happy for it. Let's jump into it though. Friday night, I think we all were going in that game with mixed emotions.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all were like, okay, if we win, all we got, and right before the game, you got the Kings winning. You're like, yes, this is all we need. If the Kings can do it on the road, we can do it on the road.
Right, exactly.
After the first, once we got that 4-point lead and we lost it, I was like, oh crap, this is going to be a long freaking night.
Yeah.
We came out flat after that 5-point run the Lakers had, and it was just downhills there.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Davis was playing like a god. Nobody from that team was missing anything they did, and your big three could not score.
Right. No,
they were like
make a shot to
7.
save their lives.
They were 7 of 30, I think.
Yeah, that sounds
Something
about
like
right.
that. It was terrible. I ended up losing by 40 points. Before that, the whole day, I think every Grizzly fan was checking Twitter every 10 minutes. Luke Kennard.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the videos of him at shoot-around just passing the ball.
Yep.
And there you're like, oh, crap. This is not good.
Yeah, no.
And then 20 minutes before the game, or I'm sorry, an hour before the game, Luke Kennard is out. And my heart just sank because I'm like, that's how we were killing the Lakers.
Yep.
We were making you go one-on-one with Ja, with Bane, with Jaren. And without Kennard,
Mm-hmm.
it was 4-on-5 on offense.
Yeah.
You're going to lose that every single time.
Yeah.
Because they were, if you go back and watch it, I rewatched it, some of it. They were giving Dillon Brooks the Tony Allen treatment. Hey, we're going to stick 50. We're going to stay away from you about 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot it. We want you to shoot it.
We dare you to shoot it.
And he did, and he missed. Now, people, now
every time.
granted, DBs had those games that you're like, oh my gosh, DB's actually being efficient for once. He wasn't.
They said it on Vernon, I believe, today. There was a stretch of about 2 weeks after the Draymond podcast came out that he was playing exactly like we wanted him to. Lockdown defense, 7, maybe 8 shots a game.
10 to 12 at the most.
And yeah, 10 to 12 at the most. And that was peak Dillon Brooks. That is what every single Grizzlies fan wanted. That's what Jenkins wanted. That's what Klyman wanted from him. That is what every single person in Memphis or associated with Memphis wanted from Dillon Brooks. And then he just remembered that he's Dillon Brooks.
Well, and so we'll get into that. We'll get into his playoff as exit interview in a second. But it was just so disheartening to see like this team end the way they did. I'm kind of glad they did. Hear me out. I keep going back to that Game 4 loss.
Yeah.
Where you were up by 7 with 3-4 minutes left. And not even that, you were up by 2 with 10 seconds left.
Yeah.
LeBron hits an impossible shot. Going to the basket. I mean, what do you
There's
look
nothing you
in
can do about that. It
just
was
like
a
last
beautiful shot.
I mean, just like last year's game 5 against the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Game 4 against the Warriors.
Yeah, Game 4.
Same thing. Blown shot.
Yeah.
Blown chance to win the game, to tie it, and then go back to your crib and go up 3-2. I mean, honestly, you blew game 1 with Ja going out. Granted,
Mhm.
Ja, you didn't have more playmaking. Game 2, you just weren't in it. Game 3, won. Game 4, you should have won that one. I'm sorry, game 2 won. Game 3 lost. Game 4, you should have won. I'm sorry, it was
Should've
game
won.
3 got blown out. Game 4, you should have won.
Mhm.
Game 5, you won. Game 6, just like last year, you just weren't in it. And
Yep.
it was just so disheartening. Like, it was that bad. 40. I think I was one of the only people that stayed up till like 1 a.m. watching it. I
Yeah,
just
I
couldn't
was
turn
not.
it off. I just sat there in my recliner just watching it, thinking, wow. So, and then you got all the crap Ja took after the game of them yelling, "It's a parade inside my city," him leaving the thing, him and Zaire.
Mhm.
Uh,
And the Lakers playing whoop that trick in the locker room.
and then LeBron being petty, as usual. Still thinking he's the best player in the world when you're not. But I'll leave that for another day. I hate LeBron. They won't. Here's the thing: if you had a Brandon Clark or Steven Adams, you win the series.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
And I think every Grizzly fan knew without one of those two, you had no big man. You were playing Jaren and X and Santi, and Santi's not even a big man.
No. He's a 7 foot non-big man, which is weird to say.
And you against a very physical Anthony Davis team, they literally draw that all the Lakers do is go to the paint.
Mhm.
They had their plus differential in free throws this year was plus 413.
Yeah.
Second place was 150 in free throw attempt differential. Just throwing it out there.
Yep.
And you only have 2 big men. But Luke not playing, you couldn't stretch the floor. It was basically 4-on-5. And Anthony Davis was clogging the paint. Ja couldn't go to the paint. Jaren couldn't really go to the paint, and neither could Bane. So
My
let's go
wife
to
looked it
exit.
up.
What'd you say?
My wife looked it up. AD had 24 or 26 blocks for the
26
entire
blocks.
series. 26 blocks for the series. That's insane.
Do you know whose record that tied? You'll know it here in a second if you don't know it.
I don't know. Who is it? I want to
The
say Bart,
Diesel.
but I don't think it was.
Marcus
Oh,
All?
Shaq.
Lord, no. Marcus All never had more than like 2 blocks a game. It was Shaq back in 2000 had 26 blocks in one series. So let's do a little let's do exit interviews and kind of do some player expectations for next year real fast, and then
Okay.
we'll get into our Mount Rushmore. Okay.
Okay.
So I did love seeing. Pissed me off again seeing Dillon Brooks skip the game interviews.
And now his bank account is $25,000 lighter.
Remember, it's just paper. Um. So I didn't notice today. You actually get one warning.
Mm-hmm.
And then after your warning, after that, 25, then it goes up to 50.
Yep.
And it doubles. So
And
let's
they
go
said
into
that Ja was afraid that he was going to lose the whole 50.
John just needs to have his, and we'll get into that in a second.
We'll get into that in a little bit.
So let's do interviews on Sunday. I love Kleiman. I love hearing him talk when he finally ever does. I love him taking kind of ownership for this season, saying, "This one's kind of on me." We went young guys this year, but in a couple of years from now, I promise you, our young guys will have 2, 3, 4 guys here that could actually be playing really good minutes for us in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like he's taking ownership for the fact that, hey, we should have gone all in this year. Like Chris Vernon saying, you had this was your last year ever on a Ja Morant rookie contract.
Yep.
Or small contract. Before that, you go take the cap hits. This was your year.
Yep.
You didn't do it. We're gonna Dillon in a second, but I also like the comments on him. People are asking about Dillon. He goes, I can't talk about Dillon right now. We'll have
That was
another day.
laughable to me. That was so funny.
I was like, oh my gosh, I love that. Jenkins, I love Jenkins. The people that say Jenkins needs to be fired, you're a freaking moron.
Talk about alienating a lot of our listeners.
I know, but like, you go on Twitter, people saying fire, or Facebook groups, it's fire Jenkins. He sucks. He's a terrible coach. Watch what he does in his in-game analysis, Starkey. What does he do? We get wide open shots.
The only thing that I have against Jenkins is his super confusing lineup choices.
Yes, that, and I don't like the fact he's afraid to challenge.
Or when he does challenge, it's in an absolutely wrong time.
Now, sometimes he'll do his little petty challenges, which I don't mind. He's trying to prove who's the bigger man, and I'm here for it. But the guy is a great in-game analysis. He's developed Ja. He's developed Jaren. Look at what he's doing. And guess what? When has he ever had a fully healthy team?
He hasn't.
Exactly. Look what he's done. Playoffs. 2 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Heck, you would have made the playoffs your first year as a coach.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for COVID, you would have made the playoffs your first year as an 8 seed. You made it the next year as a play-in seed. And you won a game.
Yeah.
Against the Jazz. Last year, you won a series. And the next year, this year, 2 seed again. The biggest thing I think Kleiman and Jenkins got to do is you got to get vets in there.
Oh, absolutely. That leadership is one of the biggest needs of this team in this offseason.
I love Crowder. Get him back in there.
Yes.
If you go back and watch Crowder interviews over and over again, he says one thing and almost every single time it's we're taking it one game at a time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would say the next true leader in the team, maybe Adams, but Bane's becoming the leader. John, and we'll get into John in a second, but you're the face of the team. You got to be the freaking leader.
Yeah, you have to.
They turn it over to the young guys this year, and guess what happened?
It blew up in their face.
Strip club guns.
Yeah.
And guns. So, but then again, you got to think, we're putting the keys to a franchise in 23 and 24-year-old hands. And we didn't surround them with vets. We surrounded them with 20-year-olds and 22-year-olds.
Yeah.
So the future's bright. And Kleiman saying, hey, whoever's available at this offseason, we're going to be going hard after.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't think we're going to get Miles Bridges now. We have to get a better culture.
Yeah.
Hey, you never know. Mid-level exception, baby. So let's do player kind of expectations.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and have the fun one real fast. Dillon Brooks, go ahead and post your house or apartment on Zillow.
Yeah, and if you need help packing or moving, call one of us. No, we will take a day off to help you move.
Yes. Oh gosh, yes. You freaking bum.
Goodbye.
I just loved and you could tell like in his playoff interview, like exit interview, like he's done.
Oh yeah, and he knew it too.
Saying, I need more. Like people asked about how this season when he was like, I just need more time for me, more shots, more plays for me. I'm more than a 3-and-D guy. I need to be somewhere I can thrive. Dillon, you're a 3-and-D guy, if that.
We were talking about this earlier this afternoon, and my wife made an amazing point. Kind of tag team. Dillon, this is what we equate Dillon Brooks to. Dillon is an upward basketball player that thinks he's Steph Curry.
No, he thinks he's Kobe Bryant more than that. But yeah, I get the comparison.
And for those of y'all that may not be too familiar with upward is a child's basketball league, Christian-based basketball league, where they don't even keep score. So he is an upward player that I like Jared's example that thinks he's Kobe.
Well, it just sucks. Is like you think. Remember going into the season, you were like, okay, this is the year we decide if Dillon's our guy. I think 2 years ago, Dillon was averaging 26 points a game, shooting 40% from three in the
In the
playoffs.
playoffs, he was losing his mind.
And guess what he did to get us to the playoffs? He was playing lockdown defense. And that's
Yes.
when everyone was like, hey, if he does this again, he's a first team All NBA player, or first team All Defense.
First team all defense.
We're like, do we finally? Sorry, nice there, but like, do we finally have our first 3-and-D guy? And then
He showed flashes.
Last year, injury riddled. He really didn't get much of a feel for him. This year, you got the feel for him, and it sucked.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
It's sad to see him go just because you're like, oh, this is one of the last guys from the grit and grind era.
Yeah. I saw today that now Jaren is the last player left on the team that played with Mark and Mike. And that was his rookie year.
What was our old GM? Who was it? Michael Wallace?
Chris Wallace.
Chris Wallace. Oh, Jaren's the last Chris Wallace pick.
He went out with a bang.
And the one before that was Dillon. So
yeah.
But Dillon, like, dude, no one's in his mind. He's a 2 option. You're not going to get
be 5.
No, so he could be a 4. He could be your 4 option. In Dillon's mind, he's a 2. And I hope he goes somewhere and he thrives and he kills it. I hope the best for you, Dillon, but you're not going to, though.
Have fun in Shanghai, my guy.
Hey, Jeremy Lin just dropped a 50-point triple-double.
Yes, he did.
Hey, Dillon going to go there. Hey, they need some defense over there, Dillon. So good riddance to you, Dillon. The Chris Vernon show, they were talking about that the other day, and Kelsey Wright Johnson got pissed when Vernon and them were dissing DB. You could tell in her voice she was pissed. That's her guy, fellow Canadian. She's like, well, I'm best friends with his agent, and they're in talks with the Grizzlies. And then Vernon's like, no, they're not.
He's like, I promise you they're not.
They're like, Vernon's like, they're not. And then Roger goes, well, if he comes back, Vernon's burning the city to the ground. And you could tell that comment pissed her off. I'm like, no one wants him.
No.
He stirs the pot too much. And that's one thing with the Grizzlies this year. We talked too much trash, and we couldn't really back it up this year.
I saw a tweet earlier.
It's cute when you're the underdog, but
if I can find it, which I may not be able to right now, but it said Ja Morant literally missed time because he took a gun to a strip club, and the Grizzlies let Dillon Brooks go because he's so annoying. Do you know how annoying you have to be?
See, that's something I saw too. Something along the lines of they were like, the Grizzlies are getting hated by national media today because they're releasing Dillon Brooks. I'm like, or they're saying that. I'm like, weren't y'all just bashing him like a week ago?
Yeah,
for going up against LeBron instead of I'm like, stupid media. Let's talk about Ja. Ja, just freaking get mature.
Yeah, please. And the good thing with Ja is he even recognized it in his own exit interview. He took a lot of the blame on himself.
He should. Good God.
He absolutely should.
Took a gun to a strip club and was posting it drunk.
Yeah.
Burner account if you're gonna do it. Or hey, they'll come to your place if you pay them, Ja.
Or better yet, just don't do it. Just be smarter.
I mean, he can be smarter. Just have him come to his place. If he really wants the strip club aspect in his life, Ja, they will come to you. Gosh dang it! You do you though, but Ja, they will come if you pay them. By the way, John Morant, the next wave of Ja shoes dropped this week. The Trivias.
Yep.
Buy a pair. I did not buy the other ones. but I will buy this pair more than likely.
I'm a big fan of the trivias.
You should buy a pair. And for the love of God, get a jump shot.
Please.
This offseason, work on your defense. Free throws. And work on your mid-range shot.
Yeah.
I love the highlight plays. But you saw what happens in highlight plays. You get hurt more often.
Yep.
You can't do that anymore. You can, but like I'd rather you pull up from 15 feet every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Get the 3-ball going again. Get your mid-range going. Play more defense and make free throws.
Yep.
And you'll be back to your first team All-Pro again. Agreed?
Absolutely.
Hey, and we're handing you the keys to the Ferrari again.
Yep.
Be the guy.
Yep.
Jaron, only thing with Jaron I want to work on, be more aggressive.
Be more aggressive without fouling.
Well, I thought I was doing more on offense. Defense, I'm all for him being aggressive on defense.
Oh, aggressive offensively, yes. Okay.
Defense, sorry, I should have said that was my fault. But defense, hey, be aggressive like on your smart foul, like you're blocking shots on that all day long. I could care less if you get rack up 4 fouls if you're making good attempts blocking shots. But if there's a little crap reach calls he's got now. But offense, you're a freaking mismatch nightmare.
Yeah.
There's 3 guys, maybe 4 guys in the NBA that can guard you.
Yes.
Look what you did game 1 this series. What did he do the rest of the series? 15 points a game, basically.
Yeah.
Work on your 3-ball more. Work on your post game more. Jaron, I promise you, you'll be an All-Pro.
Yeah. I think that's the ceiling for him is All-Pro for sure.
He has the highest ceiling on this team.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Higher than Joss. I'll go on record say that. His ceiling is higher. He can shoot. His shot's way better than Ja already.
Yeah, and his defense
And look what he is on defense, and look what he is on offense.
Yeah.
Bane, just get healthy, buddy.
That's really all we need from Dez.
Continue working on your going to the basket. I would like to see him step though up a little bit more on defense.
Okay.
I don't know what we're gonna do as a 3 now, and we're gonna need all the help with guard playing more on defense, especially if we do the Desmond, Luke, and Ja lineup.
Yeah.
I need Bane to be a lockdown, super lockdown defender. Hey, but other than that, Bane's looking good. Hey, get pay, baby.
Yes.
Adams, just get healthy.
Just please just get healthy.
Adams,
we saw how much we missed Adams and BC in the playoffs.
With Adams, I just want you. Hey, you can't really run just yet. Just shoot free throws every day.
That's totally fine.
Because you only make 50%. Jesus.
Yeah.
You can't run. You're not clear to run or jump. Just go shoot free throws every day. 1,000 free throws.
Mm-hmm.
We'll save one of my favorite players for the end. Jitty, just keep doing your thing, man. If I'm Jitty, just keep getting your 3 down. Your corner threes, you're going to get them all the time. Right place, right time. Just be the good space guy. Kennard, work on your defense a little bit more, and man, keep working on that playmaking.
There's one thing that I would love to see Luke work on.
Okay.
I was reading up on this a little bit today. I don't think it would ever happen, but I would love to see what Luke does off the ball.
What do you mean,
like
defending or offense?
Like defending more, but also maybe facilitating just a little bit instead of just jacking up threes. Jack up all the threes you want. Don't get me wrong. Shoot the game if you want.
He was at in some games you saw that, and he was finally getting a groove in the offense, finding his
Mhm.
flow.
Yeah.
I think next year we're gonna see a lot more of that, and he
I
loves
think
it here. He said in his
yeah.
next interview, like, this is one of the happiest places he's been at.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be fine next year. I think he'll do more of that off the ball, going to the basket, kicking it out stuff.
Yeah.
Tyus quit having kids. You play terrible when
It's
you have a
harsh, isn't
kid.
it?
Well, he played terrible after his son was born.
I mean, as a father and one on and you know, one with one on the way, I mean, can you really blame him?
Well, I mean, it's probably gonna be sexist. So, I'm sorry. It's the wife needs to take care of the kid at night. That should not be that man. We need him to make buckets, especially the night before a game. Yeah, she needs to take the baby, say, "Hey, Tyus, the room is the suite's yours. I unplugged the baby monitor. The master's bedroom's yours. I'm gonna go to the guest bedroom. Take Junior with me. Don't you worry. You get your 10 hours of sleep in. That, and you sleep into 8.
All
No,
right.
he's in there middle of the night changing freaking diapers because she needs a break. Girl, you know how you got that house? That man making jump shots and getting 5 assists a game.
To like point 0.2 turnovers.
Yeah, the guy's 5 straight years of being leading the league in assist to turnover ratio. Yeah, change the diapers middle of the
And
night.
still no 6 man of the year love, but I digress.
He's not a 6 man. He don't score enough. 6 man's a scoring thing. Uh, Tillman, come on back, baby. We want you. You knew X ain't gonna leave.
Oh,
Um,
that man had the biggest smile on his face of anyone. Just because
and
he said
Kleiman
this year especially he felt the love from the fans.
and Kleiman was like, "Yeah, X is part of our plans going forward. Lofton's part of their plans going forward." Kleiman loves Lofton. He loves
Yeah.
Junior to death. That is his next prodigy. He loves Adama and he loves Junior. We'll get into them in a second. But with X, man, just continue working on your post game and free throws, free throws, free throws, free throws. You're like Adams. You're going to get you're going to get your dish outs, your layups, put back, like you're going to get fouled. Make your freaking free throws
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and get back to your 3 ball you had your rookie year or something.
Yes, please.
We're going to need you a lot next year with BC not being able to come back to no playoff time. I think BC just get healthy.
Yeah.
I would love, 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 love BC to get back to his old self. Rookie year,
That would be
Brandon.
amazing.
If they can fix his shot, since he can't really just like some of his mechanics from his rookie year, dude, that's the watch out. Because rookie year, Brandon Clark, he was shooting at least 2 threes a game, making 35%.
No, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, rookie year, Brandon Clark was the best rookie, was the best BC.
Oh wow.
Um, next on the list, Aldama, just get bigger,
And put on muscle.
bulk up, work on some post games, and continue draining threes. That's all I
Yeah.
want. Work on your defense, but bulk up defense. You're good. I did love what he said about Tarati and Laravia in his interview.
Okay.
Trust the staff, trust the coaches, do whatever they tell you to do this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
He's the prime example. He went from a guy not playing any.
Yeah.
Year 2, he's a big part of the rotation. For Laravia and Roddy was like, I'm literally going to take a couple weeks off, get ready for Summer League.
Yeah.
I love that. Roddy and Laravia, just, hey, work on your defense and work on your threes. That's all I want from y'all. Is just work on your defense, 1,000 threes a day. Who's next? Who's next? Anybody?
You're missing your boy.
Hey, we're still on Z Island. Gosh dang it!
No, we're not. It's that ship sailed a long time ago.
Z, just get the head right.
Get good.
The potential. Remember, it's a long term. Get good, baby. Get back to your rookie year. Start off making them threes, and then get
Get
your
back to your high
playmaking
school
going.
days. I'd be happy.
Get back to your I'm gonna shoot some threes, then I'm gonna go mid-range shot every single time. We want that. We love you, Z. Get back to it. Be the wing of the future. And Junior, just lose some weight.
Work on your footwork a little bit, Junior, please.
He needs to lose weight to get his footwork going more. It's gonna be interesting to see who we go after this offseason. We'll save that for a different day, probably next week.
Yeah.
So Dillon Brooks is leaving Memphis as probably one of the most hated Grizzlies of all time.
Yep, I fully agree with that.
Let's do a Mount Rushmore of hated
That's
Grizzlies.
a perfect segue, my guy. Well done.
Ending the show. Starkey, are you ready for it?
Yeah,
I will start off. Jeff Green.
Okay. Yeah. And I think the thing with Jeff Green is the trade that happened because of Jeff Green.
So remember, we were coming off a disappointing exit in the playoffs to the Thunder.
Yep.
That wasn't the Thunder. It was who did we lose to that year?
What year was that?
Oh yeah, it was the Thunder. Yeah, we lost the Thunder that year with Mike Miller. Yeah, it was Mike Miller's last year. So you lost to him, and you're like, okay, we need 3-point shooting, right? Jeff Green's killing it, right, in Boston. Good player on a bad team, right? They gave up 2 firsts for him. And he was garbage. It's honestly what you gave up for him, and he didn't even look a guy. He looked terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. We gave up. What did we give up for him? I'm trying to find it. I had it.
It was at least one. I think was it 2 ones? Or was it just the one that kept getting pushed back every year?
We gave up Quincy Pondexter.
Okay.
2015 second rounder, cash. Tayshaun Prince, and a future first, which ended up being that 2019 pick.
Yep. He turned into who? Please remind us.
Bane. So we had to trade back in to get him.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because remember the jaw was 18. No,
John and Bane were the same year.
It was 2020. No, John and Bane were different years. It was John 1 year. It was John BC 1 year. It was 19. It was 19. Because remember, 19, that was the year it was in top 10 protected, and that was the year it was top 10 protected, and we ended up giving from 10 all the way to 2.
Yes, and that's the year we got Ja.
And it was 20, we didn't have it.
Okay, yes.
And that's when we traded up to get Bane.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. But yeah, Jeff Green, while in Memphis, he was garbage. So prior to becoming a Grizzly, he was averaging 17 points a game, shooting 32% from 3 with the Boston Celtics. Prior to coming to Memphis, 13 points a game, shooting 3 threes a game for 35%.
Yep.
And he looked atrocious out there.
Yeah.
And plus, they couldn't freaking figure out what they wanted to do with him. Do we start him? Do we sit Tony? What do we do with Courtney Lee?
Right.
Because then we moved Tony off the bench.
Yep.
And Tony didn't care, but good God, Jeff Green was not the answer. To me, Jeff Green makes it on most hated Grizzly.
All right.
Are you down for that?
Oh, 100%.
So we got Dillon Brooks and we got Jeff Green.
All right. We're going to go the $94 million man.
Stop it.
We're going to go Chandler Parsons.
Okay, here's my thing. I get it. I get why people hate him, but here's the thing. It was Chris Wallace that we should hate.
Oh, and we absolutely do. All my homies hate Chris Wallace. Don't get me wrong. But we're going players, not GMs, my man.
Everyone knew Chandler. Even Chandler Parsons was shocked they offered him $94 million.
Oh, he was ready to go to Houston. He was ready to go back to Houston.
He was going to make less money there.
Yeah.
So, hear me out. I get it why we hate it. He was a bust. But is he really a bust when we knew what we were getting? You were literally taking a massive swing, praying to God that his knees weren't shot, and guess what they were?
Shot twice in each knee.
So, he basically made roughly $1 million every game he played for Memphis?
Yep.
He started only 45 games.
Yeah.
That guy basically made $2.5 million per start.
Yeah.
He was coming off a great season in Dallas. And I think Chandler Parsons was at an all-time high. He was about 6'9". What was he? 6'8", 6'9"? He was shooting threes, spacing the floor.
According to his Twitter bio, he's 6'8" with a ratchet.
Hey, and he was a great follow. I loved him at Florida. I wish we got him earlier.
Yeah.
But we didn't. True Grizzly fashion. We always get guys past the prime. But this is the guy that was shooting 5-6 threes a game. 4 to 6 threes a game, sorry. When that was kind of like over the norm. And he was making them. He was shooting like 40% from 3.
Now, just me, I get I don't agree with, obviously it was Wallace that signed him. But it
was a high risk, high reward. And it was that
was Jaeger, right? When Jaeger was coaching. Or was that Fizdale?
It was Jaeger. No, it was Fizdale.
So with Fizdale, we were trying to space the floor more, shoot more, everything like that. So
remember Jaeger tried that too, but he was told he was stupid.
Yeah.
I still wish we gave Jaeger more of a chance.
I think he deserved more of a chance for sure.
Fizdale would have been great if he just kept comparing the Grizzlies to the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
So we got 3. We need 2 more. How many? Is it 5? How many on the Mount? Is it 5? Yeah, it's 5. Okay. Are you sure it's 4?
There's only 4 on Mount Rushmore.
How many presidents are on? How many is it, Sarky?
4.
Are you sure? Okay. Or who is on? What presidents are on?
It's hang on.
Oh, it's 4. 4. They're good. So we got okay.
Yeah, Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, Roosevelt.
Honorable mention, Hashim the Beat.
Yeah, honorable mention for sure. Just because there was so much hype. He never should have been the pick, but there was so much hype with him coming out of UConn and where he was taken, and he did absolutely nothing. Is he even playing overseas right now? What is that man doing?
I thought it was dead.
I wouldn't go that far.
No, he hasn't played again. Okay, this is mine. You're probably not gonna. I got another honorable mention. What was his name? Crap. I I can't think of his name. He's from Michigan State.
That narrows it down.
Hold up. Stop it. I got it. I don't got it. Honorable mention, Devontae Davis.
Oh, yes.
I mean, only the true people hate that guy. And we traded we traded the first for him. When in God's name do you ever trade first round draft picks for seconds? Freaking Chris Wallace, baby.
Because he was like the first pick of the second round, supposed to be this like future stud coming out of Michigan State.
He was supposed to be a top 10 draft pick, but then he fell because of motor issues, lack of wanting to play. He's playing overseas in the same
I was
league.
just about to say,
He's
do you
playing
know
on
where
the
he
same
is now?
team as old buddy, Dwight Howard.
Yeah. The Tahuana Leopards.
Dude, I still can't believe we traded a first round draft pick up for him.
Yeah, I can. I absolutely can.
Dude, that just amazes me. We traded a first round draft pick for him. I remember everyone gave us A's on that. I was like, oh, okay. I was even happy for it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going mine. You're probably going to disagree. Most hated Grizzly, Wade Baldwin.
I don't know if I would say most hated.
He wanted to fight Mark Gasol.
Yeah, I'd actually forgotten about that.
He came in there thinking
it was disappointing.
He came in. Oh no, technically the most disappointed is Tony Roten. Ooh, you love no. The most disappointing to me still to this day, Xavier Henry.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, I was kind of a Roten guy, but yeah, Henry for
Everybody was a Roten guy, 6'5", 6'5" combo guard, could do it all.
Still waiting on him to hit.
He's 5 years from being 5 years away. Oh,
Next level Bruno Caboclo.
Hey, and get Josh Shelby back in the ring, baby. That's the most disappointing.
Let's just run it back with all the former Jayhawks.
I mean, that was part of our freaking team for 5 years. Them and Kentucky players. Heck, we gave Andrew Harrison like 20 years.
Yeah, we did.
But it's got to be Wade Baldwin. The guy literally, he wanted to fight half the team because he thought he was the alpha.
Yeah, he was that. Well, at the same time, coming out of
Vandy,
everyone treated him like the alpha. So that's and even at Vandy, he was the alpha. So that's all he ever knew.
You cut a first-round draft pick. You got it 17th overall after 1 year because of the locker room issues.
Yeah.
Who are you going to say? Freaking Rudy Gay?
I was going to go Rudy Gay.
I don't know. The Rudy Gay
From
one.
the fan base perspective, there are few former Grizzlies who are as hated as Rudy Gay is.
So you either hate. I'm like the only person like with Rudy Gay. I'm new. Like he could have been so much more.
Yeah, exactly.
He just didn't want to shoot. He just refused to learn how to shoot a 3-pointer, and he would have been amazing. I don't know. I mean, what were you saying?
I said absolutely. Yeah, if he would have just learned to shoot more, or if he would just take more shots, yeah. I mean, but
I mean, I like the
Um,
Wade Baldwin one just because I feel like Wade Baldwin is hated just because he wanted to fight everybody, and then we cut him after 1 year. So we have a lot of. Remember, this was supposed to be our backup point guard of the future.
yeah. The thing with that though is how many people actually remember the name Wade Baldwin for them to hate him? And this is coming from before I go any further. This is coming from the absolute number one Wade Baldwin guy coming out of Vanderbilt.
Oh, that was the Deontay Davis draft too.
Yes, we whiffed on both of those picks. And I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, that
And
was the
Wayne
Rade.
Zine.
Okay, Wang Xiaolin. Yes, I do know if it was that one or Rade. Yes, the
Wayne
Wang
Xiaolin.
Xiaolin pick in the second round.
But no, you weren't really getting anybody after. I mean, there was really nobody after. Al Libra. Pat. We could have had Pascal. DeJounte Murray. Yeah, we Malik Beasley. Karis LeVert. Yeah, we did miss on that.
Yeah, we
Hey, but Bo
whipped
Cruz.
hard.
Hey, but Bo Cruz was in that draft.
Bo Cruz wasn't in that draft.
He went 14th. Oh, honorable mention, Jarrell Martin. No, not true. No one really. The true people don't. Unless you're a diehard, you don't really. So we going with Rudy Gay.
I don't know. I'm going to go Baldwin, but I'd go Rudy Gay just because I think overall he's more hated by the fan base.
We'll go Rudy Gay because he's the most hated. But see, that's because half our people don't remember Wade.
I think
I still lose sleep at night over it. Of what could have been.
About.
You decide, Starkey. 3, 2, 1.
Go Baldwin.
That's no, fine. You won't. I could tell in your voice, Rudy. So we're going. And per you and Ladley, it's Nick Calathis is up there.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Shut your whore mouth. I love me some Nick Calathis.
He's the bane. I mean, it's the bane of my existence.
That guy was a stud, and I loved him. I was his only fan.
Clearly,
he was a stud. So we got Rudy Gay, Hasheem Thabeet, Chandler, and Dillon Brooks. And we're making a fifth one up there, Chris Wallace, of course.
Yeah. Oh, Chris Wallace is the Statue of Liberty of hated former Grizzlies front office officials.
Chris Wallace is the most hated person associated with the Grizzlies.
I think that's fair.
I still remember when he wanted to kick me out of the game.
Did I ever tell you about the time a buddy of mine bought tickets from his son?
And they were fake?
And he was a jerk.
Oh, Chris or the son?
The son.
Oh. Well, Chris wanted to toss me out of a game because I told him, I said, I'm a better GM than you are in 2K.
I remember you telling me that.
And he told me, he said, one more smart comment like that, boy, and you're going to get out of here. I said, what? I said, the fact we could have signed CDR for nothing, give us more scoring on a playoff run. Ooh. And what did we need that playoff run? Scoring.
More scoring.
What do I know? Folks.
Supreme Bay.
I always love the Wave God. Folks, we'll be back better the next week. We'll do more NBA Grizzly stuff. Kind of see maybe some trade projections. Maybe GM Starkey's back in the mold. We don't know. Recap stuff and pray to the good Lord the Showboats get their first win this week.
Hopefully.
I just want you to know, I told a certain somebody Brady White's not the answer. And he told me I was an idiot when I said Cole Kelly was the guy. Cole Kelly's the guy. Folks, that's all for everybody. It's a long show, hour 40. Oof.
Thanks for sticking with us, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.